How do you get a gang member to think twice about picking up a gun to settle a beef? How do you empower a community to take a stand against crime on its streets? It's all about respect. With a grant from the Project Safe Neighborhoods in hand, Virginia's Office of the Attorney General decided to tackle the growing problem of gang crime and gun violence in Richmond head-on. While the overall initiative is multifaceted, Madison+Main was tasked with the awareness portion of the program. The goal and the objective of this initiative was to decrease firearm homicides, aggravated assaults, and gang-related violent crimes in Richmond by 10%. To help reach that goal, Madison+Main created Respect Richmond, a balanced, highly targeted integrated campaign that combined digital, social, traditional, and non-traditional marketing to reach the right people in the right place at the right time. To make sure we got the message right, we conducted interviews with numerous stakeholders, including the Richmond Police Department, Commonwealth's attorneys, social workers, and community leaders in affected areas. Their message was clear: just say no doesn't work. Talking about potential jail time wasn't a deterrent anymore either. To be effective, they said our message needed to deliver a gut punch. It had to touch the audience on a personal level. So we spoke the truth. We utilized both traditional and non-traditional media with graphic, impactful creative to raise awareness of the consequences of shootings and gang-related crimes, stress deterrence, and encourage community involvement. There are 3 distinct audiences for the Respect Richmond campaign: gang members, or at-risk people living in high-crime communities; community members in high-crime communities; people near active crime scenes after a shooting. Our creative messaging was formulated to speak only to the audience it was meant for. We selected platforms that allowed us to target based on geographic data, demographic data, interests, and behaviors. So our gang-specific messages would only be targeted to our gang audience and not by the community members at large. For our gang and at-risk youth audience, we focused on young males and females who reside in our target areas using level of education data as well as their online patterns and behaviors. For our community members, we targeted parents of minors who live or work in our targeted areas. And we expanded our psychographic targeting since we are trying to reach the larger community. We also divided our messaging to include anti-reactionary creative. We learned that once a gang-related shooting has occurred, there is often an attempt at retaliation within a few weeks. So after an incident, we can swap in our anti-reactionary messaging and deploy it to both our direct and community audiences for a limited time. An integrated awareness campaign in the truest sense, Respect Richmond was designed to impact all people directly affected by gun violence and gang activity in Richmond. To help empower community members, we created a website that hosts a directory of community resources, community events, and information for parents, as well as prominent crime tip line channels to drive traffic to Metro Richmond Crime Stoppers. We targeted IP addresses that visited or lived in certain neighborhoods and then continued to retarget them for 30 days afterwards. We also used broader-based geo-targeting to encompass specific neighborhoods for our community messaging. To further reach the at-risk youth audience, we also targeted in-home connected devices such as smart TVs and video game consoles. We learned that homemade rap diss videos on YouTube are often a driving force for gang violence. We targeted channels where the most popular local videos are posted, as well as specific videos. We targeted specific at-risk neighborhoods using billboards in high-traffic, high-crime areas. We also placed window clings and point-of-sale messaging in convenience stores within gang-affiliated neighborhoods. We also provided stand-up displays for specific community centers and churches featuring community empowerment messaging. We targeted 2 popular movie theaters during the busy holiday movie months that would draw an audience from our target neighborhoods. Radio and television were used to spread a message of awareness and knowledge. We selected the top urban radio station in Richmond and utilized their most influential talent for live read radio spots targeted during our demographics' key listening times. On cable television, we were able to select the zones that contained our target neighborhoods and focused on specific channels and programming. The Respect Richmond awareness campaign is still underway. It was launched in September 2017 and is an ongoing effort that will continue through 2018. While a full analysis of results is unavailable at this time, we know that the campaign achieved more than 7.2 million impressions during the last quarter of 2017, which resulted in 9,247 page views on the website. While there were 6 more homicides in 2017 than 2016 in Richmond, the RPD reports that violent crime dropped by 2% during the same time frame. To date, the campaign has exceeded expectations in impressions, results, and awareness of gun and gang-related crime in Richmond.